Guys, in my last session, I took you through Form 1 and Form 3. This time around, if you are Form 2, welcome. Let's look at Form 2 end of term 3 or end of year exam. So section A, state the meaning of the term computer software portability, 2 marks. What do you understand by computer software portability? We are used to computer hardware portability. So, how can a software be portable? Software compatibility is the ability of a computer software to be installed in more than one computer family. Or like, for example, you can talk of it is the capability of a computer software to be transferred from one computer to the other. That case, we say the software is portable. State 3 features of 5th generation computers. This is Form 1 first topic, Introduction to Computers. So the 5th generation of computer uses expert system. An expert system is a computer system that works in a level of a human expert. Like, for example, a computer trying to diagnose a disease. For that case, it is acting like a doctor. That is an expert system. Then we have it support the use of natural language. That means a computer can translate French to English. It can translate Swahili to English. That is about the natural language processing. Also, we can talk about support distributed computing. Also, support artificial intelligence and voice recognition. Artificial intelligence is the capability of a computer to imitate or to mimic human intelligence. Like a computer trying to listen, to visualize, to reason. So such refers to artificial intelligence. Then support parallel processing, also small in size, that is portable, superior hardware and software, and also consume less power. Those are some of the features of 5th generation of computers. Then question number 3, state 3 characteristics of mainframes. Also, this is under classification of computers, that is in Introduction to Computers in Form 1. So mainframes have a big memory capacity. They support multiprocessing power, runs so many applications at the same time. So mainframes are some of the big computers, or those computers were invented earlier. Then question number 4, the management of an organization intends to purchase a printer. State 3 factors that they should consider during the purchase. So the first point is volume of work to be printed. So you must consider the volume, that is the volume of work. Then maintenance cost. In our other books, we talk of initial, that is running cost. You can also consider initial cost, that is the buying price. Speed of printing, type of work to be printed, then type of printout, whether color or black and white, compatibility with existing hardware, availability of the in the market, and also portability and physical size. So therefore, those are some of the features that you might check when purchasing a printer. Remember, you can download copy of this marking scheme and the question paper from my website. The URL is just below this video. Then describe each of the following cables. We have parallel cable and serial cable. So parallel cable, it is a communication cable which has high speed of transmission and transmit several bits at the same time or simultaneously. Then we have serial cable. It is a communication cable which has low speed of transmission and transmit one bit at a time. So it does that, but for a longer distance. Then, guys, we have question number 6. A computer technician has observed a lot of dust on the computers in the computer laboratory. State 3 precautions that need to be put in place to avoid this. So here we are talking about availability of dust in the computer laboratory. So what are the points or precautions you are supposed to take to ensure that there is no dust? So number 1, fit ventilation or air conditioning system to allow free circulation of air. You can also include fans. Fit curtains on the windows, stroke add curtain net to reduce dust entry into the laboratory. Regularly use a blower or vacuum cleaner to dust off the computer parts. Then avoid entering computer laboratory with materials that may have dust, e.g. shoes. Then we have question number 7. Explain the term proofreading as used in word processing. When you talk about proofreading, you see from the word proofreading, you're trying to get error. So it is the process of going through a document to check whether the document has typographical or grammatical errors. Typographical here stands for typing errors for that case. Grammatical errors, these are errors emanating from, for example, not using correct punctuation, such, or probably not starting some of the. So number 8, state the function of each of the following computer keyboard keys when using a word processor. We have the end key, insert key, and backspace. So the first one is end. When you press end key, the cursor goes to the end of the sentence. So it is used for moving the cursor to the end of the line between typed or already typed. Like for example, if my cursor is in that point there, my cursor is at that point, then I press end. I press the end key. The cursor should go, that is I press end. You see, the cursor should run to the end of the sentence. Then you have insert. Insert is used to initialize. We have two types of modes, type over mode or insert mode. You can read more that one in your first topic, word processing. Type over mode means that you are overwriting. Whereas insert mode, the typed text should go where the cursor is. That is the insert mode. Then we have backspace. Don't confuse backspace with spacebar or delete. So backspace is used to delete a character to the left of the cursor. Somebody else may say from right. It depends on your point of perspective. Then question number 9. Explain 2 problems associated with a computer hard disk. What are some of the problems that you think are associated with the computer hard disk? Number 1, we can talk about excessive shock, like when dropping it. When you drop a hard disk, it usually absorbs shock, and it may lead to destruction of the disk platters. Contact with strong magnetic fields or static electricity may affect the device since data is saved magnetically. So avoid strong magnetic fields near your hard disk. If the case containing the platters is open, dust may get into it, causing the disk to crash. Some viruses may create virtual tasks which will eventually cause the disk to overwork, hence causing it to crash. Lastly, sporadic power failure may cause the disk to crash. So take note on those ones. Those ones will help you to really understand causes of disk crash. Then we have question number 10. Question number 10. Number 10, a student in Elimu High School was working with a computer using Windows operating system. After some time, he started experiencing the following problems: the computer failing to load the operating system during the booting process, the computer hangs, stops responding now and then, abnormally starting, displays a blue screen with a message such as photo exception error has occurred. State 2 possible causes of this problem. So the answers are here. Number 1 is disk crash, when the disk crashes. Missing system files. These system files are crucial parts of the operating system that may make it not to work if they are absent. Computer virus. So basically these are the answers: disk crash, missing system files, and computer virus. Then we have question number 11. State 2 ways through which a computer user can minimize health problems associated with the prolonged use of computer. Number one is taking regular breaks intervals when using a computer. Don't just use a computer throughout. You need to take breaks so that your eyes can have different focal points. Use an ergonomic keyboard to avoid stress. You know what is an ergonomic keyboard. It's a comfortable keyboard that avoid your wrists from straining. Support wrist with wrist rest band when using a mouse. Also use standard furniture or proper sitting posture. Then Mary was advised to partition a disk for her computer. Explain 2 reasons that have necessitated this. Why do you think somebody may need to partition his or her hard disk? We have 2 answers. Number 1 is to install more than one operating system. Number 2, it is to use the second partition as backup. So those are some of the 2 main points that we consider. Then we have question number 13. State 3 ways in which barcode readers may be used in schools. How can you use barcode readers in schools? We are used to seeing barcode readers in the supermarket, but it is important to note that we can also use barcode in schools. So how can we use barcodes in school? Number 1, in library, to read barcodes at the back of the book during reading process. To read codes on student ID cards during logging out process, like when you are going home and when you are coming back, you can use a barcode to read your IDs. Reading students' meal cards, reading codes on items bought by the school during stock taking. Also, we can use a barcode. We can use a barcode in school canteen to read codes for items. So those are some of the uses of barcodes in school. Then we have question number 14. State 2 advantages of flat panel monitors over the cathode ray tubes. Hopefully that you understand what is a barcode. So we have question 14. State 2 advantages of flat panel monitors over the cathode ray tubes. So we have they are portable, they use less power, they have better resolutions, they have low angle of distortion, and also occupy less disk space. You can do a big of research and see some of the answers that probably we need to add more to add here. So question number 15, give 3 possible reasons for extinction of daisy wheel in the market. Extinction here means going away, running out of market, or probably the manufacturer failing to produce more, stop to produce. Why do you think these guys probably decided to not produce daisy wheel anymore? So they are slow, they are noisy, they print a single color, they require special paper and cartridge which are not readily available in the market. Then we have number 16. Number 16, define the terms troubleshooting and installation. So the question here is, what is troubleshooting? Troubleshooting is the process of identifying and correcting errors in the computer. Installation is copying executable files into the computer hard disk. So it is important for you to understand those 2 technical terminologies. Then list the 2 examples of operating systems in the market today. You can talk of Microsoft Windows, Linux, Unix, and Apple. These are operating systems that can be used in the computers. Then we have the next question. A computer is idle, but the hard disk write is blinking, indicating some activities. State 2 possible causes of this. So somebody is accessing it over the network. Probably it acts as the server. So we can agree that probably somebody is using it in the network. Then we have we have the next point. Identify the appropriate output device for production of each of the following. Receipts, where carbon papers are required, we use impact printers. An architectural drawing, where precision is required, so you can use a plotter. The next point is output, where the user is visually impaired. You can use voice output devices. Then the next question here. Let's look at the next question. A customer wishes to purchase a computer system. The customer can buy word processor, spreadsheet, database, and a drawing package separately or as integrated packages. State the reasons why the customer would prefer an integrated package to separate package. First of all, here you need to understand what the examiner is asking. Because if you don't understand what the examiner is asking, you may not probably get to know what is being asked or what the examiner is required. First of all, you need to understand what is an integrated package. This means you have one software, but it has many parts. Like Microsoft Office, it comes with very many packages. But whereas you can also consider buying one by one, as indicated there. So the question is, why do you think buying all of them at once is reasonable rather than buying one by one? So integrated software at the long run will be cheap. It takes less time to install. Integrated software occupies less storage. So those are the three main points as to why this guy may opt to go for integrated package. Then differentiate between superscript and subscript as used in word processing. So superscript is text raised above the normal line or the baseline. Like when you say x squared, that K2 is superscript. Whereas when you talk about subscript, this is text lowered below the normal line or below the baseline. Like for example, when you say log 10 2, that way, or log 2 10, such. So when you take something below, that one becomes the subscript, and the other one now becomes the superscript. So we have subscript and we have superscript. So it is important to understand the two features in Microsoft Word. Like for example, if I type x2, then I type log 10. If now I take this, I highlight that one, go home, click this one, you see now this goes down. This is subscript, but now this is x squared, home list. So the first episode here we have this is superscript and this is subscript. So we go to the next question number 17. Distinguish between replace and replace all as used in word processor. When you are finding something and replacing it, we usually have replace and replace all. Replace replaces only the highlighted word or the first occurrence of the word, where replace all, it replaces all occurrences of that phrase or word in that paragraph. Then define the term spreadsheet. This is an application software that helps the user to create, save, edit, format, and manipulate numeric data. The keyword there is numeric data. So we are talking of calculations using spreadsheets. So the next point is state 4 advantages of electronic spreadsheet over manual ledger. What is the difference between using a manual ledger, like a mathematical exercise book or a common register that your class teacher uses, and using Excel to do the same work? So Excel or spreadsheets, for this case here, it has superior editing features to neatly correct errors, where in manual spreadsheet, errors must be erased using a collection fluid or an eraser or a rubber. Electronic spreadsheet contain auto calculation feature and adjust the results of the formula once arguments are changed. Electronic spreadsheets have inbuilt formula that enables the user to quickly manipulate mathematical data. Electronic spreadsheets have data visualization capabilities that aid the interpretation of numeric data. It has superior formatting features to help the user improve the appearance of a document, unlike manual spreadsheets. So those are the answers expected. And also remember, as we have agreed, you can download these copies of the question paper and the marking scheme from the said website below in the description. D. List any 6 features in a word processor. So 6 features in a word processor. So this question here is mispressed. It should read list 3 components of a spreadsheet. So list 3 components of a spreadsheet. We usually have worksheet, database, and we also have graphs. List 4 examples of spreadsheets. You have them here. We have Microsoft Excel. We have Routers 1, 2, 3. We have Corel Quattro Pro. We also have Open Office Calc, VisCalc, VP Planner, SuperCalc, all of those that you can see there. Those are the examples of spreadsheets, but the one we use commonly is Microsoft Excel. Then we go to question number 18. Question number 18, list 3 factors. List 3 factors to be considered when purchasing an operating system. We have capacity of the random access memory, hard disk capacity, you can talk of memory capacity, you can talk of processor speed, security and reliability, etc. Then we have this question from Form 1, that is the file folder tree. So let's look at. So a computer C directory has folder Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, and Form 4. Each class has students folder labeled according to their number. The students create their own folder for the subject they are studying based on the table shown below. We have Form 1, they are studying OS, that is OS WP, Form 2 SP DTP DB, Form 3 PR Internet, Form 4 ADB. So, assuming there is 1 student per class, draw the corresponding directory tree structure, 5 marks. So this is the directory tree structure. We start with the directory, the root directory C. Then we have Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4. Then we have the student. We have 1 student, Form 1 number 1, Form 2 number 1, Form 3 number 1. Then you draw the files as shown. That student is taking OS and WP, the other one SP, DTP, DB, the other one PR Internet, and the other one ADB. So those are the requirements that the question want you to do. Then you have a Form 4 student want to create a folder to store her project. State the path. So the path, you start with the root directory, then you go to the folder, the subfolder, the other subfolder, and then the file. So that's how it was supposed to be drawn. Then state 3 reasons why an organization may opt to develop in its own software, that is in-house software, rather than buying one. That is buying the one we call that is why do you think somebody or an organization may opt to buy to ask somebody to create them a software rather than buying an existing one? So the first answer is that it meets the specific user needs. It has only the specific features, therefore does not take a lot of storage space. When you buy a software, you notice that it has so much that you don't really require. So you need to remove some of the features or still use them the way they are, wasting a lot of space. So you need to call somebody to do one for you to avoid those very many features that you will not use at the long run. Explain the function of each of the following key combinations as used in word processor. 4 marks. What do you think when we do Control P? When you do Control P, what does it do? Control P is used to print. Control X is shortcut for cut. Control S is shortcut for save. Then from there, we can also check the other question. Write the following abbreviations in full. We have WORM. What does WORM stand for? So WORM stand for write once, read many. This one is used in CD technology. Then we have, this one stands for what you see is what you get. That means if I print this page, it will just be exactly as it was in soft copy. That's what it means. What you see is what you get. Then from there we have the next question. The next question is a multinational organization. Sorry, we have WIMP, Windows icon mouse pull down menu. Windows icons. Okay, this one is mispressed. Let's have the next one is Windows as our syllabus, icons, menus, and pointing devices. That is as per our syllabus. So we must consider our syllabus. So that is the correct way it should be. Then this one stands for magnetic ink character recognition, or somebody else may just say reader instead of recognition. Then from there we have a multinational organization. A multinational organization has offered to donate computers to your school. The Board of Governors have requested you to advise on the operating system to be used by providing answers to the following questions. What is an operating system? What is an operating system? That is the first question you are supposed to answer. So how would you answer that? What is an operating system? So the answer is, it is a system software that acts as an interface between the user, application, programs, and hardware. So it's a program that enhances interaction between the three said entities. Then we have the next part. State three ways in which we classify operating system. We classify operating system according to the number of users. We also classify them according to number of tasks, and also lastly according to user interface or human computer interface. So it's upon you to do research and know what is the difference between those factors. Then we have briefly explain the following functions of the operating system. We have task scheduling, interrupt handling. So when you talk about task scheduling, the processor arranges the tasks that are to be processed according to the order of priority and clocks them in and out of the processor. So what the operating system does, it will just check which task came first, and then it will be worked on according to priorities, like when it came first in the memory. Then we have interrupt handling. When a task sets an interrupt, the OS causes the processor to stop the current task to process the interrupting task, then return the control back to the task that was initially interrupted. So that one, we are talking of interrupt handling. Then what is disk formatting? When you talk about disk formatting, this is the process of preparing a new disk for writing by printing tracks and sectors on the surface. Now the question is, do you know how to format a disk? So what you need to do is, for example, when you buy a new flash disk, you need to insert it inside the USB port. then you right click, then go to format. As simple as that. It is actually very simple to format a hard disk. It is not complicated as that. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Remember to subscribe, remember to share, also remember to come back to my YouTube channel to see what's new. All these exams that I'm revising are available in my website for free. You just need to download, and the URL or the website address is just below this video. Thank you very much.